How many of you pay for a specific type of service that may seem natural, such as, I don't know, a haircut, a taxi cab ride? See, they seem natural. Now, what happens if an act as natural as that could land you in jail? Credited as the world's oldest profession, my topic has been practiced for thousands of years, but only made illegal in the United States in the early 1900s. So why should you listen? It could finally help a long-standing illegal activity finally become legal. It could greatly decrease crime, believe it or not, and overall, it could help the economy. Now, I'm no advocate, but I fully believe that prostitution should be legal. Before we look at prostitution today, we must first look at its history. Prostitution dates back to as early as 2400 BCE, where kings would make their female servants double as both servants and prostitutes. It was made illegal in the early 1900s. However, in 1971, it was regulated in certain counties in Nevada, not including the Las Vegas area. In a 2013 article entitled "Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Prostitution in Nevada" by Vivian Zhang, counties that have regulated it have made $400 million annually at a bare minimum. That's incredible. It's also been STD-free since 1986. That means that not one brothel in Nevada has a reported case of an STD in almost 3 decades. It's incredible. Now, since Nevada has regulated prostitution, only positive things have come from it. This is Dennis Hoff. Dennis Hoff owns a large amount of brothels in Nevada, including the famous Bunny Ranch. He was quoted in a 2013 article entitled "Pros and Cons of Legalized Prostitution and Whether the Legalization Should Spread" by Gloria Davis that not one act of crime has been committed in any of my brothels. He has owned brothels since the inception, 1971. That means that over 40 years have gone by without one act of crime. Now we must look at the problems of prostitution being illegal. In a 2009 article entitled 10 Reasons We Need to Legalize Prostitution by Wendy Gittleson, many prostitutes are at the financial mercy of their pimps, who often take more than half their income. The issue with the pimps is that they hook their prostitutes on drugs, which means that they will work longer hours and produce more money in order to feed their addiction. You can see how this becomes a dangerous cycle. The other major problem is the large amount of crimes that go unreported by prostitutes. Simply because they're prostitutes, they fear that there will be some form of retaliation against them. So what will come of making it legal? We can tax it and regulate it. By taxing the prostitutes, 20% of their income goes directly towards the government. Now that doesn't include the taxing on the brothels itself. We can do background checks on all clients and workers to ensure that there are no underage sex workers, because that is a huge problem in countries in the Middle East and Eastern in general. Regular health examinations would also need to be in effect in order to ensure that STDs don't spread. In a 2013 article entitled "Should Prostitution Be Legalized in America" by Teresa Hamilton, if it is legalized, those who would buy services this way still will, and the working conditions will become far safer. By regulating prostitution, we can create a safer environment. There would be no pimps, no drugs, and overall, a friendly environment. Now, there will always be those opposed to legalizing prostitution. They say such things as it's crime-filled, even though there has been not one reported case of any crime ever in any legalized brothel. They say that pimps hook their prostitutes on drugs, even though if prostitution was legalized, there would be no pimps. They say that prostitution is STD-filled and that anyone engages in it has one, even though there hasn't been one reported case of an STD in any legalized brothel since 1986. So in review, prostitution being legalized would greatly affect this country. The economy would be better. It would provide accompaniment for a short while. Health checks would be more common in order to ensure that STDs do not spread. And overall, there would be a greatly decreased crime rate. In what's known as the land of the free, you should have full control over what you can say and what you can do, especially with your own body. Prostitution has brought nothing but success to the areas in which it's legalized. So I leave you with one question. Why continue to ban such a positive thing?